Hi, welcome to my channel, The Mathski Explorers, where I will teach you subjects like mathematics, physics, chemistry, and biology, according to their IGCSE syllabuses. Our goal in this video is to learn about natural numbers, prime numbers, integers, square numbers, and cube numbers. So, let's get started. First, we've got natural numbers. These numbers and non-negative integers like 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Because 0 neither has a positive nor a negative value, it can't be called a natural number. Moving on next, we have prime numbers. These numbers are greater than 1 and are not the product of two smaller numbers. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, and so on are prime numbers. It is important to remember that 1 is not a prime number and that prime numbers are positive whole numbers. To summarize, prime numbers are those that only occur in tables of 1 and themselves. After prime numbers, we have integers. Integers are whole numbers which include 0, all negative numbers, and all positive numbers. Examples include -2, -1, 0, and 1. Integers cannot be fractions. There are some rules when working with integers. When we add two positive integers, it will result in a positive value. Same is the case when adding two negative integers, which results in a negative value. However, when two negative integers are multiplied, a positive value is obtained. The same is the case when dividing two negative integers. In the case of multiplying a positive and a negative value, we would obtain a negative value, and this applies to division as well. Moving on next, we have square numbers. Square numbers have two parts, the square and the square root. The square of a number is the larger number that we obtain when we multiply the original smaller number with itself. For example, 5 into 5 is 25, where 25 is the square of 5. However, the square root of a number is the smaller number that was multiplied twice to obtain the larger number. In the previous example, 5 is the square root. Square root of a number can be obtained by prime factorization of the number. In prime factorization, we factorize the number using prime numbers. Let's learn how to do prime factorization. In prime factorization, we create a grid where, on left side, we write the denominator, and on the right side, we write the numerator. Then we divide both of them and write the answer below the numerator. This goes on until we obtain 1. It is just like taking the least common multiple. In this example, we will find the square root of 81. After factorization, we are left with 4 3's. When we take its under root, we are left with 3 square, which is 9. 9 is the root of 81. Now if we do not have any pairs formed at the denominator side, we would use a calculator to find the exact root, and the square root of the number would be in decimal. Lastly, we have cube numbers. Cube numbers also have two parts, the cube and the cube root. The cube of a number is the larger number that we obtain when we multiply the original smaller number with itself thrice. For example, 5 into 5 into 5 is 125. Where 125 is the cube of 5. However, the cube root of a number is the smaller number that was multiplied thrice to obtain the larger number. In the previous example, 5 is the cube root. Cube root of a number can be obtained by prime factorization of the cube number. Here is how to do prime factorization, when finding the cube root. In prime factorization, to find the cube root, we create a grid just like we did when finding the square root, and then we divide both of them and write the answer below the numerator. This goes on until we obtain 1. In this example, we will find the cube root of 125. After factorization, we are left with a group of 3 5's. When we take its cube root, we are left with 5. 5 is the cube root of 125. Now if we do not have any group of 3 at the denominator side, we would use a calculator to find the exact root, and the cube root of the number would be in decimal. That's the end of today's video. If you are still in doubt about anything, comment about it and I'll do my best to explain it to you. If you understood the video, like and subscribe, so that you are updated each time I upload a new lesson.